Kendall, one of the, you gave an interview, I remember I was reading on LinkedIn, and you gave an interview in which you described the capital efficiency of Tizeti networks, which means being able to achieve so much, with limited capital resources. What's if you're able to share with our viewers, what are some of the secrets on this capital efficiency?
So capital efficiency starts with the equipment you're going to get. So for us, we build this 100-foot towers and put access points like the EPMP 3000 and them. But it's not just putting the access point that's capital efficiency. From the moment we install the towers, right, and put the equipment there, how we own and operate those towers, which is different from the model the industry has gone through. So the industry moved through a phase where the telcos basically sold their towers and leased them back with to the tower cos. Equivalent in this market would be American Towers or Crown Castle, and you have these contracts where they're denominated in US dollars in an African country where you have FX risk. So all of a sudden, you have a situation where you're now having to pay every month in FX for that. But in our case, we're owning and operating the towers, and we're able to do that because, first of all, the equipment that we're putting down there just works, so you don't have to keep climbing up and down the tower. Secondly, they're super power efficient, right? They don't consume as much power as the equipment in the past. The telcos and the carriers on the other side have to deal with legacy 2G, 3G equipment, which are power guzzlers, and which they need to run off with generators, right? But we don't have that. We can run our towers off of solar and batteries, and that provides the power to actually run the towers themselves and provide the service 24/7. But a carrier in an emerging market in Africa, like in my own market, has to basically lease a large space or plot of land where they're going to build a tower, where they're going to have diesel tanks, where they're going to have diesel generators, and then they have to pay the landowner a lot more because of the nuisance factor of having generators run round the clock. And then you have to maintain the generators themselves. All of this OPEX, they can only cover that by taxing the end user with data capped plans. But in our situations, we don't have any of those costs. So we go into a location, we need just a smaller piece of land just to hold the tower. The solar panels are hang off of the towers themselves, and they provide, and because the equipment from Cambium is power efficient, we don't have to worry about putting generators there. All of a sudden, we gain from the cost of the lease, because the owner is more open to leasing us down location versus a telco, because there's no nuisance factor with the diesel truck showing up every 2 to 3 days. They don't have to deal with, the neighbors don't have to deal with the noise of a generator on 24/7. And then all of this cost saving, we pass it directly to the customer by providing unlimited internet. So yes, the customer might use a lot more internet, but internet prices has gone down over time because Lagos has
the idea that the customer uses more internet.
More internet. Yeah. They don't have to worry about their consumption, because that's what you would have with a mobile data plan.
Right. I like to remark on your comment. Taxing the end user with a data capped plan. In many markets in the world where data caps no longer exist, there are still a significant number of markets around the world where data caps still exist, and the goal of uncapped plans is really opening up the floodgates, and it's great to see you guys being the pioneers in the market. I also the way you describe the tower side of some of your competitors and all the OPEX and all the layers of infrastructure that go in, and you linked it with CN Wave. The new CN Wave 60 gigahertz product has a really small form factor, and our Vice President of Engineering recently referred to, we are bringing wireless down to earth, meaning we're able to take wireless off the top of a tower that has a big site, that has a shelter, that has power, all of these things, and bringing it down to a pole mount, even at a customer location, installing the access points. So how does this this seems to fit in nicely with Tizeti's strategy.
So we're already, we have 3,000 retailers providing service to them, right? That's the model that's actually going on. The telcos and carriers have to move towards, where you're moving from having towers, a few of them, which you lease a couple of sites. Now all of a sudden you have to come down to it where everything is smaller cells, things with smaller coverage, more denser, and they would struggle because they're not set up that way to have that kind of coverage across that. But I'm super excited. Like, I know I keep saying it, CM Wave is something that's going to really change
it's
how
the
we
next
deliver
wave.
everything. Yes, it's the next wave. There you go.
Yeah.